We take this opportunity to welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining. It's great having you. We are very, very blessed and very fortunate to be back in the association. And today we're gonna be hearing on a very, very important and wonderful topic. And as we can see on the screen, not right now, we thought maybe the life of the Vaishnava, but probably change it to the heart of the Vaishnava. So it's gonna be even deeper. So without any further ado, let's once again thank Prabhu and Mataji from all our hearts again and again, but very, very loudly. Hare Krishna. Jai Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Tasmai Shri Gurave Shri Chaitanya Krishna Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Ram Shri Guru Shri Namo Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your kind association. I am very grateful to His Grace Vaishnava Prabhu and his good wife, Her Grace Prabhu Mataji, for inviting me, and my wife, Radha Bhav. Please, come. Please. Very grateful for all of you. It has really been a pleasure. Last 3 days, and this will be the last satsang. And the topic that has been given to me by the Gadadhara Prabhu is the heart of a Vaishnava. Last 3 days in Richmond, I have met all of you, and all of you have made an impression on my heart that you are a very loving community of very simple-hearted, sincere devotees. I mean every word of it. You are all very simple-hearted, sincere devotees. And I can understand that all of you have received the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Parampara, and Gaurmita. That is why all of you are practicing Krishna consciousness nicely. And all of you are eager to hear Hari Katha. All of you are eager to make spiritual advancement. All of you are eager to help each other and advance Krishna consciousness. How do we know that Krishna is pleased with our devotional prayer? You think it's an important question? We are all chanting. We are all doing so many sevas, especially when there is Janmashtami and festivals. Sometimes it gets too much seva. But how do we know if Krishna is pleased with our service? There are few things. If those things are in our heart, then we should understand that Krishna is pleased with our service and Krishna is accepting our service also. The first thing is that we will have enthusiasm to do more service. Second, we will try to hide our service. We will not want our service to be flashed. I have done so much service. I have done this, I have done that. If the desire comes that everyone should know, I did this, that means we have not pleased Krishna. We will get that, we will get the recognition, we will get the acknowledgement, we will get the appreciation, but we will not get to please Krishna. When Krishna is truly pleased with our service, we don't have a desire to broadcast our service. We feel happy if nobody knows, nobody finds out, but everybody enjoys. There was one devotee, he used to, in the middle of a satsang, he used to sneak out and rearrange all the chappals of all the devotees nicely. So that when devotees come out, they're easily able to find their footwear. And he would not tell it to anybody that he is doing that service. So when we have this attitude where we have enthusiasm to do service, at the same time we want to hide our service, that is when we know that Krishna is actually pleased. Because a devotee is amanina manadena. Manadena means we are giving importance to others, respect to others, and serving them. And amanina means we don't want recognition. We don't want any adoration or any prestige with that service. Of course, sometimes it is not possible to hide. the service. But still we give credit to others for that. That is the heart of a Vaishnava. And I see that you are all very simple-hearted, sincere devotees. So I can understand that you are recipients of the mercy of our beloved founder Acharya. Nityamila Pravishna Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So I pray that all of you continue like this and go deeper and deeper in your practice of Krishna consciousness. That is my humble prayer to all of you. I would like to read one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. The question is, who is a Vaishnava? We are trying to understand the heart of a Vaishnava. So who is a Vaishnava? So let's read this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. We will call this Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.8. Vedtatvam saumya tat sarvam tatvatastad anugraha ruyo snigdhasya shishyasya guravo guryamaputa. So who wants to read the translation? Srini Prabhu, read the translation.
Because you, Srila Sutta Goswami.
So the sages of Naimisharanya are saying, speaking this verse to Srila Sutta Goswami.
Because they are submissive to a spiritual master, endowed you with all the favors that Soumya, gentle. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them.
So, Shaunak Adi Rishis, they are telling Sutta Goswami that because you, O Goswami, are snigdhasya, you are very submissive. A disciple, a Vaishnava should be very submissive to one's superior. Because you are snigdhasya, you are submissive, you are malleable. Snigdha means soft, malleable. Did you all play with Play-Doh when you were small? Play-Doh, you can make it into any shape, right? Snigdhasya. Vaishnava is like that. The Guru can tell you clean the floor, or the Guru can tell you clean the bathrooms, toilets, or you cut the grass. Guru can tell any service, or Guru can say you give the class, or you lead the kirtan, or you play harmonium, you play mridang, you make garlands. Any service the Guru can give, you cook for the devotees. Guru may give any service and the disciple should be flexible. That is called sleekness. So the Rishis are saying to Srila Sutta Goswami that you are snigdhasya, you are a submissive disciple. Because you are a submissive disciple, your spiritual masters, Guravo. So Srila Shukdev Goswami is one Guru, his Guru Srila Vyasdev is one Guru, and he may have other Gurus also. So your other spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a Saumya, a gentle disciple. A disciple is not rough or harsh in behavior and speech. A Vaishnava should be always Saumya in their speech. Does Saumya speech remind you of anybody sitting here? Our Divyana Prabhu. Saumya. His speech is very gentle, very soft spoken. Vaishnava is like that, soft spoken. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna describes what is ideal speech. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vangmayam vachas tapa uchyate. Vangmayam tapa uchyate. What is called the tapasya of vak, our speech? Anudvegakaram vakyam. Our speech should not create udveg in others. Our speech should not agitate others. Sometimes people in this world, they take great pleasure in delivering breaking news. You want to be the first one to put on the WhatsApp group. This devotee has left his body. You want to be the first one. Or this devotee had an accident. You want to be the first one to put on the group. I don't know where this tendency comes from. Anudvega karma. Once a devotee left his body in an accident and the wife found it on a WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group. This is not the heart of a Vaishnava. Why this itch to put in the middle of the night that a devotee has left his body? When you don't even know if the family has been informed. I'm telling you the story of my friend, true story. Wife found out on multiple WhatsApp groups that her husband had died in an accident. Anudvega karma. We should not take pleasure in agitating others. Krishna says. In short, heart of a Vaishnava means to please Krishna. A Vaishnava means one who wants to please Krishna. And Krishna is not pleased. What will please Krishna is there very clear in Bhagavad Gita. This is a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Anudvega karam vakyam. Our words should not agitate others. Anudvega karam vakyam. Satyam. And we should speak the truth. We should speak the truth. Anudvega karam vakyam. Satyam. Priya. And it should be spoken in a pleasing way. We may speak the truth, but we can really break the heart of Vaishnava. Prabhuji, how is the salad? Oh, it's awful. It may have been awful tasting to us, but there is a way to tell it. Mother, it's really nice. I'm sure it's very good for my health. I am very sensitive to salt. Maybe next time I'll use a little less salt. There's a way to tell. But I really like the olives in it. Because someone has made it with love and care. So we have to speak the truth, but speak it in a pleasing way. Satyam Hriya Priyam. Truth should not be spoken to break the hearts of Vaishnavas. In Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Nectar of Instruction, there are 32 Seva Aparats that are mentioned. Once a senior sannyasi visited a temple when the devotees were doing deity worship. Somewhere dressing the Lord, somewhere putting jewelry, somewhere making garland. They were all sitting in the deity room. This was many years ago. And they are busy in the deity room. And it was like this, where the deity room and the hall was one. So you enter the hall and you are in the deity room also. There's an old ISKCON temple. So devotees are busy sitting around doing deity worship in the morning. Japa is going on and the sannyasi enters. And he's coming after many months. Now some devotees there are his disciples. Some devotees there are his followers. Everybody respects him. He walks in and these are installed deities in that temple. So everybody offers him obeisances. And he chastised the devotees. Then why are you offering obeisances? Have you not read Nectar of Devotion? It is an offense to offer obeisances in front of the deities. You should not do that. And then he raised his voice. This is the problem with you. You don't read Prabhupada's books. You don't know Vaishnava etiquette. And the devotees thought, oh my God, we have done such an aparadha. Offering obeisances to the senior Vaishnava, he has become displeased now. So some devotees started crying. Some devotees got scared. And one devotee was thinking that yes, according to Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami says there are 32 Seva Aparads. One of them is to offer obeisances to somebody in front of the deities. Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When you are engaged in the service of Krishna, there is no need to offer obeisances to anybody else. So it's an offense to offer obeisances to somebody in the presence of Krishna. True. But then this devotee was thinking, but doesn't Nectar of Devotion also say that it's an aparadha to get angry in front of the deities? Doesn't Nectar of Devotion also say that it's an offense to raise your voice in front of the deities? Doesn't Nectar of Devotion also say that it's an offense to chastise someone in front of the deities? So for one offense of offering respect to another senior Vaishnava, this supposedly senior Vaishnava is committing 3 offenses. To raise voice, to chastise, and to get angry in front of the deities. All 3 are seva aparathas. So it may be true that it is wrong to offer obeisances. So you have to speak the truth, but speak it in a pleasing way. Is it a bigger offense to offer respect to somebody, or is it a bigger offense to get angry, to chastise and to raise your voice? What is the bigger offense? To get angry, to chastise somebody. Bichare, they are offering respect and you are getting angry. Which offense is greater? If you want to make a mistake of giving respect instead of getting angry, chastising, and raising your voice. So therefore, we have to speak the truth, but we have to speak it in a pleasing. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya. Priya means to speak it in a pleasing way. Hitam chaya. And we should speak words which are for the benefit of others. Let them benefit. Let them benefit. We should always think, by hearing this, will this person benefit or will it add no value to him or her? If our words are not going to add any value, then why speak? It is not going to benefit them. So that cuts out a lot of gossip that we do. So I can what do we have to do with that? So we should not speak things that are not beneficial to others. So can we use this filter? Can we use this filter? Anudvega karam vakya satyam priya hita. It should be for the hit. It should be for the benefit of others. Satyam priya hitam chaya. So then that will rule out a lot of things that we speak. So then one will say, then what do I have to speak? If I cannot gossip, then what do I have to speak? So Krishna says, Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva. Then you just repeat the verses of the Shastra. Just say, Namo Pankajanaಭಾಯ Namo Pankajamali Namaste Pankajamali Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandana Nanda Gopakumara Govindaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama. If there's nothing that fits into this criteria, then don't speak, just chant. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva. Keep chanting Hare Krishna. Vanya Tapa. This is the tapasya of Vani. When we speak gossip, mundane things that don't fit this criteria of Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chaya swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vanya tapa uchyate, our Vani is getting polluted, our speech is getting polluted. By seeing sports, news, movies, our eyes get polluted, our vision gets polluted. By hearing gossip, mundane things, when I am working in my physician lounge at the hospital, the TV is always on. And most physicians, they will put some sports network where 2-3 people are sitting and with such passion they are discussing about football teams. What do you think about this player? This team should have done that. That team, they are so absorbed, as if it is some very deep Harikatha. Really, they're so absorbed in those news. Who cares about those teams and which player is quarterback and which player is forward back? They are so absorbed. It is nectar to them. When we talk like that, our body is polluted. And by hearing that, our ears get polluted. I was listening to one class by His Holiness Kadamba Kanad Swami Maharaj. And Maharaj was asked, what is Kirtan? What is Kirtan? Srila Kadamba Kanad Swami Maharaj said, and I quote him, Kirtan is the means of transforming consciousness. Kirtan is not entertainment. You should hear Kirtan of those Kirtankars whose consciousness you want. because their kirtan will transform your consciousness. Maharaj said, even as the flight is landing, when those announcements are there, and you are flying with this so-and-so airline, the weather is like, Maharaj said, even those words affect our consciousness. Now suddenly we are in that consciousness. Oh, it's cloudy in Atlanta, it's like that. So any speech, it straight influences our consciousness. So kirtan is a means of influencing our consciousness. It is very deep. So by hearing mundane things, we are getting their consciousness. If we hear to that commentary, we hear to that news, we watch a movie, we read some novel by some author, we are getting that consciousness. It will come in our consciousness. And when we sit down to chant japa, whatever last night we have browsed on the internet before going to bed, that's what will haunt us during consciousness. And we will not be able to think of Radha and Krishna. Whose fault is it? Garbage in, garbage out. So why put garbage in our system? So therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Gramya katha kahibe, Gramya varta nashuni. Don't speak mundane topics and don't hear mundane topics. This is a tapasya. It is a tapasya. To not speak gossip. To not deliver some news that will agitate people. To not speak something because, you know what, I don't think it's going to benefit this thing. Let me hold my tongue. There is a very great devotee, Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's dear god brother. He was the one who was asked by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada before his departure to sing Shri Rupa Bhajali Pada Sai or something. That devotee, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, very great Vaishnava. And very dear friend of our Srila Prabhupada. In fact, Srila Prabhupada many times invited me that you come with me, travel with me, we will travel together. They are very dear friends. When ISKCON Mayapur was inaugurated, that big program that happened, he's sitting with Srila Prabhupada on the Vyasasana. Srila Bhakti Srila Maharaj, very dear friend of Srila Prabhupada's. Srila Bhakti Sridhar Maharaj, a very dear disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, was asked, what is the essence of all advice? Would you like to hear? Said, in one sentence, tell us, what is the essence of all advice? He was asked this probably when he was leaving his body. When a great devotee is leaving and when the disciples, they ask, those instructions are very powerful. So he was asked, what is the essence of all advice? Maharaj, please tell us. And with deep realization, he said, hold your tongue and just surrender. So don't talk. There's no need to talk, no need to discuss it. Just hold your tongue. Because the tongue is most restless. When we are in satsang, the tongue is controlled. Moment we go out, I have seen. We have a program, Bhakti Vriksha. Everybody is listening. Everybody is doing kirtan. Moment prasadam is served. और बोलो आगे चल रहा है ऑफिस में क्या हो रहा है शेयर मार्केट कैसे है ये ऐसे है बाहर से आ रही है अटलांटा में they start talking all this absolute nonsense gossip right there in the satsang by 18%. So we have made it a point that when we are having prasadam in the satsang, nobody will talk anything mundane. The only topic will be in the last 1 week, what did you read, what did you hear, share something from that. So everybody is forced to remember what they read, what they heard that way. No talks about, this is in the COVID time, whether we should take the second shot, whether we should take the booster dose. No, no talks of anything. Only Harikatha, only Krishna. Because all our life we have been doing that. And actually that adds no value to our life. Really. In the Gopi Geet, Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kalvivirita kalmashavanam Shravanam Srimadam Bhuvidrenantiye Bhuridajana. Bhuridajana. The gopis are calling Bhuridajana. Who are called Bhuridajana, the most munificent, most merciful, most magnanimous people in the world. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam ravibhir editam kalmashapam shravana mangalam shrimadatam bhuvi grinantiye bhuridajana. Those people are bhuridajana, those people are the supreme munificent magnanimous people who travel around the earth speaking Tava kathamritam, which has been written by the Kavis. Actually, there was commission on asking. Those people are called Bhuridajana, nobody else. So nothing is really of any benefit except Krishna and Krishna Karma. And we have to remove non-Krishna conscious activities from our life personally. For family's sake, we may have to do something. The spouse is not a devotee and we have to do certain things. We have to do certain things. But at least in our private time, we should minimize or even nullify things that are not favorable for Krishna consciousness. Because human life is very, very unpredictable. Kamala dala jala jivana. Kamala dala jala jivana tala. Like a drop of water, like a dew drop on a leaf. So little wind comes and it can slip down and disappear. This is how Jivan, our life is. Kamala dala jala jivana talam. Human life is very fickle. The other day I took care of a lady. She was 72 years old. This is fresh in my memory because one of the last patients I saw before flying to Richmond on my last day. Around 72-year-old, very, very healthy lady. She had just participated in the Peachtree Marathon in Atlanta. Very healthy lady. She used to run every day. Typical affluent buckhead lady, very well educated, very successful, very health conscious, just had a personal trainer and everyone, just a very healthy, highly accomplished lady. She was at a hairdresser's place getting her hair done. Apparently it's a big thing in US. You go to a hairdresser and get your hair done. She was doing that and she got a stroke while she was getting her hair done. And cold stroke, and she's admitted and everything. And initially she was in the ICU. Then she came to the floor under our care. And just a devastating stroke. And we had to actually put her on hospice because there was no hope. And so I was having so many discussions with the family and so many meetings. And I was just thinking that the last thing this woman, my patient, was thinking of was her hairstyle. She never spoke after that. She never woke up, and it was just a huge, massive stroke. So, anytime death can come without any warning. At the time of death, whatever we have had close to our heart in our life, that will manifest as our last thought. It is very interesting. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Anta Kalecha Mahameva. Smaran. Smaran means what? Remember your spiritual master right now. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Remember your spiritual master. Are you able to remember? Okay, open your eyes. Is it a passive process or it's an active process? You have to actively bring someone in your remembrance. Isn't it? When you have to remember a spiritual master, you have to make an effort to remember. You close your eyes and you remember your spiritual master. Krishna says, Anta kalecha mam eva smaran mukva kalima. Smaran is an active process. We have to actively remember Krishna and we have to practice this. If throughout our day we are not spending certain time remembering Krishna, remembering Radharani, remembering our spiritual master, how at the time of death, when we may have altered consciousness, we may have pain, we may be struggling to breathe, we may have some very distressful symptoms, how is it possible that we remember Krishna? Now we are sitting in an air-conditioned room and close your eyes, dear devotees. Remember your spiritual master. Now it is easy. But King Kulashekar says, Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjaranta. Advaiva me Vishatu Manas Raja Sa. Prana Prayana Samai Kapavata Pittam. Kanthavarudhana vidham smaranam kutaste. King Kulashekar is praying that let me die now. Because now my health is okay and I can remember Krishna. So let the swan of my mind get entangled in the lotus feet of Krishna. Because swans, they play in the lotuses in the lake and they get entangled. So he says, my mind is like a swan. Let the mind of my swan, let the swan of my mind get entangled in the lotus stems of your lotus feet, Krishna, right now. And if I will do that, let me drop dead now. Because otherwise, when death will naturally come through some disease, old age, I am lying in bed, my lungs are filled with mucus and coughing and struggling to breathe. How will I think of you? And actually, I see, because I used to work with hospice also. Most patients I saw at the end of life, either they are unconscious, sedated because of anti-anxiety medicines and painkillers, or they're just, their consciousness is very altered. They are not themselves. Because so many metabolic things in the body, they have altered mental status. Or out of fear of death, they just want to forget that they are dying. I'll tell you a true story. I took care of an 89-year-old lady. This was last year, during COVID. Not last year, 2 years ago, during COVID. It was just after the Delta wave had come. It was one of the worst periods. So she had what we call as kidney failure, ESRD, and she was on dialysis. 89-year-old, she was on dialysis, and she has multiple health problems. She had glaucoma, so she had gone blind in both her eyes. She had uncontrolled diabetes because she couldn't afford an insulin pen, and for a while she couldn't see. She had multiple problems. Super high blood pressure. She was non-compliant. She had missed dialysis many times. And she had a, so for dialysis, they do AV fistula, and she had developed a huge aneurysm there, and it had gone into her axilla, armpit, big aneurysm. And they were telling her to fix it for years, and she kept postponing it. No, I don't want to do, I don't want to do. And now that aneurysm was about to rupture. So she came to the ER, it was about to rupture, 89-year-old lady, very, very poor health condition, but completely conscious. And so we hospitalized her. I called the vascular surgeon. Vascular surgeon, she's too old, too frail, she will not survive. And the aneurysm was about to pop. The skin had ulcerated, it was about to pop. So the vascular surgeon said she will bleed to death and there's nothing we can do. She's just got a candidate we can take to the operation. So major curves into the axilla, there are big vessels there. So I can operate. So basically, her prognosis was she's going to lie in bed, wait for the aneurysm to pop and die, bleed to death. So we told her that and told the family. So her daughter came, sat with her throughout the day. At night, the daughter also went home. She was all alone. When I finished my rounds, I went to see her one last time at 7 o'clock in the evening. I said, what do you want? Those days I used to work 24/7. So whenever a patient died, I had to come no matter what time to declare. So I asked her what anything I can do for you. She said, Doc, I'm blind, almost blind, legally blind. But there's this horror movie I had always wanted to watch. It was some doll who, something like that, who is very bad at dolls. So I wanted to watch that movie. Can someone put it? I have a Netflix account. Can someone please play it? So she had an iPad sitting on a table. She really cannot see, but she's hearing all that. And she said, I just want to, this is my last dinner, I want to watch this horror movie. I'm telling you the true story. The nurse turned it on for her and she died. The aneurysm popped and we had to keep covering her with bed sheets and everything. And she bled to death listening to that horror movie. And when I came to declare her, that movie was still playing. It was eerie. I will never forget that. This is the consciousness this lady chose to die in. Because that's what she has done all her life. All her life has been spent on Netflix. All her life she has, that's her comfort. When you're in distress, you seek comfort. And all your life you have sought one, Radha Bhavan, my mutual friend. Her father had dementia, he was dying. His last desire was, I want to watch all Amitabh Bachchan movies. So every day he would watch 4 or 5 Amitabh Bachchan movies. And he died watching those movies. Because that's what he really liked it. So we will take shelter of what we hold dear to our heart. If we have trained ourselves to remember Krishna, then we will take shelter of Krishna. It is important what is in our heart. Srila Prabhupada did so many things. Srila Prabhupada traveled. He negotiated deals to buy temples. He fought with Mr. Nair, the Jew story. Such a splendid account narrated by Prabhu His Holiness Srila Gadadhara Swami Maharaj. Prabhupada did so many things, but whenever Prabhupada's health would deteriorate, Prabhupada would always tell, take me to Vrindavan. Take me to Vrindavan. When he had a stroke in San Francisco, take me to Vrindavan. And he rested there, recovered, and then came back to New York. In 1977 also, Prabhupada's health deteriorated. He told from Rishikesh, I want to go to Vrindavan. So that is the heart of Prabhupada, that Vrindavan is my home. When His Holiness Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, I was talking to Srila Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, and Maharaj was telling me that before Sadhu Sangha 2022, I got a call from Srila Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj, and Maharaj said that Gurudev, this has happened, I have been diagnosed. Now the doctor was saying it's stage 4, it's metastasized, there is not much we can do. So they are recommending just palliative care, comfort care, symptomatic management. So Srila Jayadvaita Maharaj said, so what do you want to do? I said, Maharaj, I want to visit all the temples where I have disciples, all the temples where I have projects. I want to bid farewell to all my well-wishers and students. And then I want to go home to Maharaj. So Srila Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj had a huge mass in his colon. It was almost obstructing. And the doctors offered, if you want, we can do a palliative diverting colostomy. You can do a colostomy, so at least that obstruction is diverted and you can eat for some time. Of course, the cancer has spread, it goes in the lungs, it goes in the bones, it goes in the liver. So that will take you eventually, but at least you will be able to eat for several more months. Maharaj said, no, don't need it. If Radharani wants to keep me, then even without your colostomy, she'll keep me. And if she wants to take me, let her take me. Why should I resist? This is called Sharanagati. This is Sharanagati. So he came to Vraj. He went to all the temples where he had services. And then he finally came to Vraj before Radhashtami, 2022. And stayed in Vrindavan throughout. Till his departure. His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj told me, and I urge all of you, if from today's class you want to take one thing, let it be this one thing. This has had such an impact on me. Srila Jayadeva Swami Maharaj told me that he lived with Kadambakaran Maharaj throughout, till his departure. He said, I wouldn't leave him. I wanted to be with him. Now, Srila Jayadeva Maharaj has, I think, very few disciples, only 6 or 8 disciples. And his Guru was Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj is one of them. So Maharaj said, I wanted to be with him, I wanted to be there for him. And Maharaj said, every day when I would see him, I would think about his life, how he was a musician, and how he met devotees, and how he joined ISKCON. I never looked back. So I interrupted Maharaj. I said, Maharaj, can you tell me the key things from the personality of Srila Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj that you feel led to his success? Success as a guru, success as a disciple, success as a leader, Vaishnava leader. What were some of the things about him that contributed to his success? I want to know. Srila Jayadeva Maharaj took a deep breath. He said his sadhana. He had exemplary sadhana. And this is what I want all of you to note down in your mind or in your book or in your phone. Srila Jayadeva Maharaj told me that Srila Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj would not go to the next bead if he had not chanted with full attention. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. He would not go to the next bead if that mantra was not completely attentive. I tried doing this. Probably 3 hours I could not finish 16 hours. I gave up. Not going. Every mantra should be with full focus, otherwise don't go to them. You keep repeating. And Maharaj said, I would see, sometimes he would chant slow, sometimes he would chant fast. When he would chant slow, I knew that he's having a lot of pain because he's not able to fully focus the way he wants. But 16 rounds mean 16 times 108 Hare Krishna Mahamantras with full attention. That were his 16 rounds. And Maharaj said, in one interview I personally heard, Srila Kadambakaran Swami Maharaj said, I would chant my 16 rounds before Mangalarti every single day. Mangalarti is at 3:30, 3:45. Correct? Before 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. In Vrindavan. Samsaradava, then Vibhavari Shesha. So before that, he would chant his. He said, I would wake up at 1:30 and I would chant my 16 rounds before Mangalarti. He said, then after Mangalarti, after Tulsi Arti, during announcements, I would leave. During the Japa session, I would leave, Maharaj says. And for 2 hours, I would read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita every day. This is the heart of a Vaishnava. A Gaudiya Vaishnava's heart is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita has the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Charitamrita has the essence of Bhagavad Gita, Govinda Leelamrita, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. All the scriptures, the essence is there in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. He said, 2 hours I would read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then I would come for Guru Puja. Then I would attend Prabhupada's Guru Puja, DT Darshan, and then hear the Bhagavatam class. Whoever was speaking, I would sit and hear. Maharaj said, then 9 o'clock. He was the temple president of his country. This is when he was temple president. So what has he done? He has chanted full attention in 16 rounds and he would do some extra rounds before Mangalarti. He attended Mangalarti, attended Tulsi Arti. He read 2 hours of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He attended Shringar Arti, Guru Arti, Guru Puja, and Bhagavatam class by 9 o'clock in the morning, every day. Maharaj said, at 9 o'clock, all hell would break loose. Temple president. This problem, that problem, this Brahmachari did that, this fellow did that, this is the land mafia doing. Said all hell would break loose. But he said, I was ready. I was ready for it. 2 hours of Chaitanya Charitamrita, 2-3 hours of Nam Bhajan, Mangal Aarti, Guru Puja, Bhagavatam class. I was ready for it. So then all day I would serve Prabhupada like that. So this sadhana is very essential. So this is the first point that Srila Jayadeva Maharaj said about Srila Kadamba Kanand Swami Maharaj. Exemplary sadhana. Number 2, please listen carefully. All of us have some abilities and talents. Krishna has not made any of us who does not have some special ability or talent. It could be just speaking kindly, it could be medical services, it could be just sitting and listening to Bhagavatam class attentively. So attentively that the speaker gets enthused just by looking at you. Oh, this person is listening with such rapid attention. You are inspiring. That is a service. Service could be leading kirtan, service could be playing kartal, mridang, any service. Service could be making a flyer. It could be any service. We all have certain talent and ability. Srila Kadamba Kanand Swami Maharaj was a musician. Srila Jayadeva Maharaj said when he came to ISKCON, he came to Krishna consciousness. He just used that talent. We all know his kirtans. Yes, out of this world. Out of this world. They actually influence our consciousness. As Maharaj himself says, kirtan means to influence the consciousness. He used that ability in Krishna's service. So the take-home message is, we all have some ability, we should identify that. Or help our Shiksha Guru, our spiritual superior to help us identify. And utilize that talent, that ability in the service of the Vaishnavas. And in the service of Krishna. That will be the key of our success. We all have some talent. Use it for Krishna. That is the message. Third, the Jayadeva Maharaj told me. The third thing that I noticed is his attraction for Maharaj. So he had a solid attraction for Maharaj. No matter where he was, he would remember Sri Vrindavan. He would read books that reminded him of Sri Vrindavan. He would read Gopal Chapu of Srila Jiva Goswami. Chaitanya Charitamrita is all about Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu's separation from Vrindavan. His attraction to Vrindavan. And final, fourth point that Srila Jayadeva Maharaj told me about the key of success of Srila Kadamba Kanand Swami Maharaj was he made friendship with some very, very sincere devotees and cultivated that very deep friendship throughout. It is essential that we have some devotee friends who are very, very sincere in their Krishna consciousness. We should pray for such friends if we don't have such friends. That, Prabhupada, please give me some of your sincere followers as my intimate friends, with whom I can share my heart, with whom I can talk about sadhana, with whom I can be inspired. We should pray for this. Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj in his diary would write to Gopal prayers like that, personal diary entry. That Gopal, please give me friendship with some of your very sincere devotees. Tadera charana sevi bhakta sanevas janame janame mori abhilash. Those devotees who are serving the dust for the sixth Goswami. I want their association. Mamottama shloka janeshu sakhyam. I want sakhyam, I want friendship with Uttama shloka jana, with the people of Krishna. Krishna's own people. I want friendship with sincere devotees. So that was another secret of success of Srila Kadamba Kanand Swami Maharaj, that he made friendship with some very high class Vaishnavas like Srila Indra Swami Maharaj. And he cultivated that friendship honestly. That becomes the source of our success, our friendship with sincere devotees. So make friendship with sincere devotees. Not devotees who we get along with necessarily. Not devotees who are my type. These are external superficial things. Who is sincere? Who is humble? Who is enthusiastic in bhakti? I want to serve, I want to be with such devotees. Tadera charana sevi bhakta sanevas janame janame mori. birth after birth, I want to say Ramachandra Sangamage, so I don't know what I spoke, but so this was the heart of Vaishnava. Sutta Goswami was like that. What time is it? So many devotees have to leave at 7 and we have to do Kirtan also. So, heart of a Vaishnava and heart of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is always not a devotee. A Vaishnava, Mukhadgirnam, Utam Harikathamritam Shravanam Daiva Kartavyam Sarpochishtam. So, who is a non Vaishnava? Mainam Partharhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yosavanakasa Suktan Avadhi Nishibalata. Read the translation.
Boys in their sleep.
Very nice. You read very nicely. What's her name?
Krishna.
Prajna. Means intelligence. Good intelligence. Very nice. Thank you. So Sri Krishna said, Arjun, don't show mercy to this Brahma Bandhu, this Ashwatthama. Because he has killed 5 innocent boys in their sleep. Avadhin Nishibalakan. When they were sleeping at night, he killed them. Such a person who lives for his own sense gratification is a demon, is a Vaishnava. And Krishna will say, don't show any mercy to such a person. Krishna's words. So in a devotee society, how do we deal with different opinions? This is the biggest problem in devotee circles. That we cannot get along because there's too much difference of opinion. I want to do it a certain way. He or she wants to do it in a certain way. So Srimad Bhagavatam comes to our rescue. And there are many stories, many examples which teach us how to deal with difference of opinion. And here is one, the verse that we saw, where Krishna says, don't show mercy to this Ashwatthama. He has killed 5 innocent children, he should be given death punishment. Bhim very much agrees, yes. And Krishna is telling me, have you do the needful. So Bhim and Krishna want Ashwatthama to be killed. Arjun has to execute their desire, but not before showing him to Draupadi, because he had promised Draupadi, I will bring him. I'll bring the culprit for you. When Draupadi sees Ashwatthama bound like an animal, her soft heart melts. Heart of a Vaishnava. Paradukha Dukhi. Seeing Ashwatthama in a Dukhi, sad situation, her heart melted. She said, I just lost all my 5 sons. I don't have any children left. I had 5 children, all of them have been killed by this fellow. And I'm crying in separation from my children. I don't want Kripi to cry like that. Kripi has just lost her husband, Dronacharya. Now why should she lose her only son? Just because I can have my revenge? No, I don't have. Let him go. So Draupadi said, let him go. Yudhishthira Maharaj agreed with Draupadi. Yes, we should let him go. He is the son of our Guru. So now Yudhishthira and Draupadi are saying, let him go. Krishna and Bhima are saying, kill him. What to do? Arjuna. It's a difference of opinion. Very serious difference of wife is saying one thing and elder brother is saying one thing. Bhim. So similarly in our life also there will be difference of opinion. And we have to pray to Krishna to give us the intelligence to do something where not everyone is totally displeased. No one is totally displeased. We may have to do one thing, but we should make sure, try our best that no party is completely displeased. And every situation can be resolved like that. Believe me, every situation can be resolved like that. I will give you an example. 2000, 3, we were in Mayapur Yatra. And there's a temple in Mayapur, forgot the name, many years, 2003, this is December. It's a small temple, and you have to literally go in a single file. Take darshan and come out like this in a U. So we were more than 2,000 devotees in that yatra and Kartik yatra. And Maharaj, the yatra management, they said, okay, we are going to go in single file. Nobody offers obeisance in the temple because it will just delay the whole thing. Because Maharaj is waiting outside, sitting to start katha. There's going to be katha also, but before that, everyone has to take darshan. The very special deities there, ancient deities. So the rule was everybody goes in a single file, no offering obeisances. You come out outside, when you come, you offer obeisances and then go and sit where the katha is going to happen. Clear instructions were given, and there were some security devotees who were there, who were enforcing. Everybody is coming in a single file. Everybody keeps moving, keep moving, keep moving. Come on, keep moving. No offer obeisances, keep moving. Don't offer obeisances, keep moving, keep moving. So they have been there. They are wearing their security badge and everything. They are having walkie-talkie. They are doing their seva. And one devotee, he thinks, no, I will never get this chance. So I have to offer obeisances. So he goes down full Ashtanga Danda Pranam. And the security devotee says, shh, we have told you, no obeisances. Come on, Prabhu, get up, get up. No obeisances. And he's chanting some mantra for the deity while offering obeisances. And this security devotee is talking to him, Uto, come on, get up. No, we said, no offering obeisances. Get up, get up. This devotee gets so angry. I am offering obeisances, at least let me chant the mantra properly now. Now that I am offering obeisances. But we told you not to go outside. If everybody does this, how will the line never get over? How will the katha start? Maharaj is waiting outside. They got into an argument. Believe me, they got into a fist fight. In the temple, during the month of Kartik, in the holy dham. And they slapped each other. Out of anger. So we have to be very careful. One devotee is offering obeisances when for logistical reasons he has been told not to. I'm giving you real life examples that I have seen, so you can relate to it. And the other devotee is given a security service by Maharaj only, so that there is smooth experience for everyone. So how do you resolve this? Any suggestions? If you were the security guard, what would you do? Case study. Yes. Complain to other members. Whoever made the rules. Okay. What else? Anyone else? How would you practically handle the situation? Yes. If taking time, maybe go around. Good suggestions. A simple way is just tell him, Prabhuji, don't do, and other people also, please don't do. We have been told not to do. This is going to delay everybody. And Maharaj is waiting to start the katha outside. Sometimes you have to let go. What that devotee did was wrong. Offering obeisances when told not to. What if everybody does it? It will be crazy, chaotic. It will take 10 hours just to get the darshan done. True, but everybody is not going to do that. Some devotees won't listen. And you have to balance it. We have to pick our fights. What is worth fighting for and what we should let go. Sometimes we just have to let go. So it doesn't escalate. Especially there. Later on, you can take the devotee task, maybe. Prabhu, what did you do? So, but sometimes we just escalate things where it is not required. Where it is not required. There are many examples that are coming to my mind, but basically Draupadi and Bhim, when they had a difference of opinion, Arjun resolved it very nicely. He insulted Ashwatthama, took away his power to the money. So it was for a Kshatriya to be dishonored is worse than death. So he gave worse than death penalty, but also let him go. So Kripi is happy. And Draupadi is happy, and Ashwatthama is happy. So let them go. So in this way, sometimes we have to find a middle path, where not one party is completely unhappy. And it is possible in devotee relationships. It's not impossible. We need to pray for that vivek buddhi, for that intelligence that we can do. And we can take guidance also whenever possible. Another example is Sugriva and Hanuman. When Vibhishan Sharanagati took place, Vibhishan surrendered. Hanuman And Sugriv's opinion was completely opposite. Sugriv said, no way, he's Ravan's brother, he's an infiltrator, he's a traitor. He will give all the news to Ravan and we cannot have him. And when nobody is watching Ram, for all you know, he may even attack you. He's Ravan's brother. We don't need him, we cannot have him. Sugriv's opinion was, we cannot have Vibhishan on our side. And Hanuman said, when I went to Lanka, I saw Vibhishan in the court of Ravan. He spoke up for me, he spoke up for Ram, he spoke up for Sita. He's a nice devotee. We should give him a chance. And what did Ram do? He heard both the opinions and then he preferred Hanuman's opinion. Now, think of it from a management point of view. Sugriv is the king, Hanuman is the minister. Imagine the minister is giving advice which is opposite to the advice of the king. And Lord Ram is accepting the minister's advice over the king's advice. In front of all the monkeys, in front of all the Vanar Sena. So in front of everybody, Sugriv was proved to be wrong. Because of Sugriv's own minister Hanuman. But did Hanuman and Sugriv have a bad relationship after that? Did Sugriv hold it against Hanuman? That you showed me to be a fool in front of Ram, in front of my subjects, in front of my army. Did Sugriv do politics later on? Oh, I will remove Hanuman as a minister. I will make him a minion servant. Sugriv never did that. Nor did Hanuman say, okay, now I should be the king. I think I am more intelligent. Hanuman didn't create a uprising, revolution against the king Sugriv. Sugriv is not qualified to rule. He doesn't give good advice. Let's get rid of Sugriv. I should be the king. Political coup. See, Hanuman is not doing like that. Sugriv is not doing like that. They had a difference of opinion. They both gave their opinions. One's opinion was accepted, another opinion was rejected. They were fine with that. Okay. Why were they fine with that? How can we be fine with that? I will tell you. And this is the heart of the Vaishnava. They were fine with that because Sugriv's intention was to protect Ram. And Hanuman's intention also was to help Ram. I think Vibhishan will be helpful. And Vibhishan proved incredibly helpful in the war. He knew exactly how to kill Indrajit, exactly how to kill Kumbhakaran, and exactly how to kill Ravan. He was the one who gave the tips to Lakshman and to Ram. So he proved to be an invaluable resource. And Hanuman saw that. But when Sugriv gave the wrong advice, Sugriv's intention was proper. I want to protect my Ram. Why should we risk having Ravan's brother on our side? It's too risky. We don't know him. So because both of them, the intention was good. Intention was to safeguard Ram's interests. Ram was okay with both of them and they both were okay with that. Because both of them loved Ram. That is the central point. This is the heart of a Vaishnava. That you love Krishna, I love Krishna. We have a Kendra Bindu. We have a central point. And therefore, we will work together. Because your intention is to serve Prabhupada, my intention is to serve Prabhupada. We may have different ideas of doing that. You may say we should start the Saturday feast at 5:30. I said 4 o'clock. Yeah, we have difference of opinion. Let's find a middle ground and let's work together. Because you also want to serve the Vaishnavas and I also want to serve the Vaishnavas. So Vaishnavas discuss with words. Vaishnavas discuss ideas. Vaishnavas don't talk about Vaishnavas. Intelligent people discuss with words, ideas, not people. Oh, he has done that. He has a track record of doing this. Okay. Sugriv. Hanuman didn't say. Sugriv, in the Chaturmas, after Ram saved him from Bali, he forgot Ram and he was enjoying drinking wine and liquor. He didn't even come to say, Lakshman, no, this Sugriv is useless, good for Hanumanji didn't do that. He respected Sugriv and Sugriv loved Hanumanji. He gave Hanumanji the best service. When Sita had to be searched, the monkeys, they had seen and Jatayu had seen Ravan went in the southern direction with Sita. So Sugriv sent his people in 4 directions. But the best people who had the maximum chance of finding Sita, he sent in the southern direction because that's where they had got the tip that there is high chance of finding Sita. And where was Hanuman sent? In which direction? South. Sugriv did that. Sugriv could have said, Hanuman, go north. Because I don't want Hanuman to get credit of finding Sita. He could have said Hanuman north. But he sent Hanuman where Hanuman was the maximum chance of success. So Sugriv was a great leader. He made some mistakes. Everybody will make mistakes. The temple manager, temple commander, Bhakti Riksha leader, temple president, we are all human and we will make mistakes. And the congregation should be okay with that. As long as the intention was bona fide. The intention was good. Okay, it was an error of judgment. Okay, it can happen to anybody. Let's move on. Let's make sure we don't do that again. This forgiving nature, accommodating nature has to be there. Not that, oh, he made a mistake, he's not fit to lead. Why should I follow him? I will not follow him. Not like that. We should not even think that I am spiritually more advanced, so why I should work under a temple president who is not as advanced as me. Hanuman is teaching that. Who is spiritually more advanced, Hanuman or Sugriv? Hanuman. And who is the leader? Under whose order is Hanuman working? Yes, even though Sugriv is less spiritually advanced than Hanuman, Hanuman is agreeing to work under a king who is spiritually less advanced than him. Happily is agreeing. This is the cooperative, this is the meaning of cooperation. Kacha. In the previous example of Draupadi and Bhim, after this thing happens, does Bhim ill-treat Draupadi? That I wanted to kill Ashwatthama. You spoke against my advice. You said, save him, let him go. Did they have a divorce? No. They loved each other. Even though they had completely, drastically opposite opinions. And it was not over starting the Saturday feast at 5:30 or 4 p.m. It was about the life and death of someone who had killed. He also lost his son. He also should have a say in that. Isn't it? But Bhim was okay. Okay, Draupadi doesn't want it. Yudhishthira doesn't want it. So be it. And Krishna was okay with that too. You see? This is how we have to live. We have to work together. This is how we resolve difference of opinions. And how non-devotees resolve their difference of opinion. This is the last thing, then we'll have Kirtan. I know devotees to leave at 7. And I want you to stay for Kirtan. Last verse. Bhagavatam 8.8.30. Then we'll stop. Mitha kalir abhuttesham tadarthe tarsha chetasa aham purvam natvam iti prabho. What is the non-devotee mentality? Aham purvam, aham, me first, and not you, natvam. That is demon mentality. So this is happening in the Sagar Manthan Leela, where the Amrit has come out, the nectar has come out, and the demons and demigods both had equal share. But the demons snatched it from Lord Dhanvantari. Now the demons have the whole pot of nectar. But are they peacefully sitting and drinking it, sharing it? No! The demons are fighting among themselves. They have the whole pot now, but they are fighting. Aham purvam, I will drink first. Aham purvam, I will drink first. Not you, not tvam. This is the demon mentality. Oh King Parikshit, you read it. You wanted to read better? Read it. This is the demoniac mentality. This is Srila Prabhupada's purport. This is the symptom of demons. The fourth concern of a non-devotee is how to enjoy his personal sense gratification at once. Whereas the devotee's first concern is to satisfy Krishna, satisfy the Lord. Prabhupada says, this is the distinction between the non-devotee and the devotee. What is the distinction? Who can paraphrase? What is the distinction? Is a devotee, is a Vaishnava. And who is a Vaishnava? Aham purvam aham. In this material world, since most people are non-devotees, they regularly compete. They disagree, they have wars among themselves. This explains the strife that we see in the world around us today. Because everyone wants to enjoy and satisfy their own senses. Therefore, Mahaprabhu said, Na dhanam, na janam, na suddhaya. Janam means to have followers. People love to amass followers in this world. We like it. How many people are watching? How many are watching live? You are live now, Prabhuji? Like to have followers because it gives us subtle enjoyment to the mind. I'm famous, I'm popular. And dhanam, money. You can buy things, live a comfortable life with money. Dhanam, janam, and suddhaya. That's gratification. So, because people are after these things, there are fights. Fight means kala. Look at this word, kali. You see this word? Mita, kalir, abhuttesha. Why people have kala? They have fight because they want anam, janam, suddhaya. They want prestige, they want money, and they want to become famous and attractive. For that, people get angry, they fight, they compete, and they have wars in this world. But a devotee is not after these things. A devotee simply wants to serve Krishna. Now, last paragraph. While the demons fight to satisfy their own senses, devotees engage in devotional service to satisfy the senses of Lord Krishna. Now, Prabhupada's advice to all of us, please read carefully. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement must be alert in regard to this point. And then their preaching of the Krishna consciousness movement will be successful. Alert to what? That demons fight for their own sense gratification and devotees are busy engaged in devotional service to please Krishna. So then only your preaching enrichment will be successful. Then only a temple may come up. If we are preaching and bringing people to this Sangha, and when the people come to this Sangha and they see fighting, they see politics, they see envy, will they be attracted? They will not be attracted. So, therefore, we have to remember these things. That devotees, they discuss, they resolve their differences, they find some middle ground, some compromise, and they move on in the service of Krishna. We don't get stuck over ego battles. Just remember this one thing. We don't criticize each other, we respect each other, and we always keep the pleasure of Krishna in the forefront. What will please Krishna? And we are all willing to find a middle ground to compromise. Ultimately, we should follow what is in line with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Not what is my opinion, not what is your opinion. What is the opinion of Srila Prabhupada? We are here because of Srila Prabhupada. Without Srila Prabhupada, I would not have known any of you. We have this Sangha, we have these friends, we have this congregation because of Srila Prabhupada. So he is in control. He has given lectures, he has written purports, he has given his books. We follow that. We follow our Guru Varga. And then we can cooperate. Because we have a higher purpose in life. Not to please myself. I don't want to become the president or the vice president or the leader. I want Krishna. We have come to ISKCON to get Krishna. We get Radharani's mercy. We are not here to become leaders. If we want to become leaders, then we will become leaders. But we will not get Krishna. Nachao, nachao, Prabhu, nachao, Samadhi. Yeah, if Krishna wants us, devotees want us to be temple president, okay. If they want me to be Bhakti leader, okay. If they want me to be Prasadam in charge, okay. If they want me to manage the flyers for the visiting preachers, okay. Whatever service we can do, whatever service is required, we should be comfortable and we should be competent in that service. And a leader knows. A leader will not tell Jananivas Prabhu to become the zonal secretary. He's a simple, pure-hearted Vaishnava. His heart is with Radha Madhav. He wants to be in Navadvip. Think what type of garland should be offered, what type of clothes they will like today. That is Sripad Jananivas Prabhu. At the same time, you cannot keep Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj that you sit and you worship the Shaligram Shiva in Navadvip. Don't do it. No. He is a preacher by nature. He will go to Bangladesh and initiate a whole village. When Sri Jayapataka Swami Maharaj in the early 2000s, he would have breakfast in Atlanta, lunch in Miami, and dinner in Mexico. And have programs everywhere. I'm not exaggerating. Breakfast in Atlanta, lunch in Miami, and dinner in Mexico. And 3 programs. Bhagavatam class in Atlanta, afternoon program in Miami, and nice evening festival in Mexico. In Spanish. That was the Jayapataka. Acharya. So every devotee has their own talent, ability, and that should be encouraged. That facility should be given. If Jananivas Prabhu is told you travel and you initiate villages, you'll feel miserable. No, that is not where my heart is. And if you keep Srila Jayapataka Maharaj from traveling, no, you don't travel, then Maharaj will not be happy. Because Maharaj's nature is to travel and give Nityananda Prabhu's mercy to everybody. So that facility has to. So this is the responsibility of communication. The devotees, what talents, abilities they have, they should be given an outlet to express themselves the way Krishna has made them. And that way everybody can be happy. And the movement will grow like Prabhupada says. Then the preaching of the Krishna conscious movement will be Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Hari Gaur. Yes,
What is the difference between before Mangalarti and after?
no, there is no difference. Certain devotees do it, like Srila Kadamba Kanam would do it, because they were managers and they had a very busy day. So Maharaj could have easily chanted his japa with the japa session with everybody, but then he will not find time to read. So therefore, he sacrificed his sleep to chant before Mangalarti, so he got good 2 hours of reading time, and then he was ready to face the day. Similarly, Radhesham Prabhu in Pune, he also has a reading session with the brahmacharis where they read Chaitanya Charitamrita before Mangalarti. Sometimes he gives class at 3:30 in the morning before Mangalarti, and then he chants 5:30 to 7:30 japa every day. 5:30 to 7:30 nobody comes to Radhesham because that is the chanting time. So different devotees design it in a way, their dincharya, their daily schedule, so that there is time for quality reading, quality hearing, and quality chanting. These 3 things are most important for spiritual strength. Okay? Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu.
I have one question, Prabhu. So all the sufferings any human being or any animal get in this life, what does Bhagavad Gita say about it? Whether we get it from the current birth or previous birth?
It's not just this birth, it's not just previous birth, but it could be hundreds of births ago, what we have done. But avashyameva bhaktavya kritam karma shubha shubham. Whatever shubh we have done, avashyameva bhaktavya. Avashya bhogna padega. Nahi kya diya? अवश्य भोगना पड़ेगा जो भी शुभ अशुभ कर्म किया है अभी जो what karma we have done that is over many lifetimes and that is compared to a big mountain. Good karma, bad karma, it's mixed up. Like on a mountain there will be grass and there will be soil mixed up, like both are there. When we are given this body that you have, it is based on a prarabdha. Prarabdha means a handful of that mountain is taken and your body is created. So you have a birthday, you have a death day. It is predetermined what diseases you are going to get. It is predetermined how much money you will earn. It is predetermined which country you will settle in, what type of career you will have, what type of looks you will have. All those things are prarabdha. Prarabdha means they are pre-decided when you were created, and you were created as a result of your karma. From last life, life before that, mixed, it's mixed, and you are created. But you still have a huge amount of karma to face. And that you will face in your subsequent lifetimes. What you do in this lifetime gets deposited there. And again, it will be taken and a new body will be given, a new body will be given. But if you do bhakti, Brahma Samhita describes karmani nirdahati, the bhakti bhaja. If you do bhakti, karmani nirdahati, उस कर्म के पर्वत को आग लग जाती है, वो भस्म हो जाता है. If you do bhakti, then that all that good and bad karma will be destroyed. And after this life, you will get Krishna. Therefore, Krishna says, Sarva dharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayasami. Don't worry, I will free you from all your karma. Just don't worry. Karmani nirdahati. So what we suffer in this life is because of karma going over many, many lifetimes.
Because I've seen Prabhu, so two kids who are like maybe twins. I've seen in personal experience my teacher, she had two kids. When both were twins, both two boys. One was suffering from some disease and other was completely healthy. So I cannot say, I mean, their upbringing was different because the mother will equally take care of both their kids. Right?
Even their horoscope was same. Even their horoscope was same. Correct? Then how their destiny can be different? Because horoscope is not everything. Otherwise, Prabhupada would have translated Bhrigu Samhita instead of Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada would have given the word Bhrigu Samhita, which talks about astrology. Astrology is not everything. Palmistry is not everything. These are all sciences and they determine quite a lot, but not everything. That's where prarabdha comes in. Prarabdha means all the good and bad karma we individually have to face. So, like it is said that kauna kahu ke dukha sukha kar data nija krita karma bhoga sundha. When Ram and Lakshmana are going to Vanvas, Bharat comes and he has a conversation with Lakshmana. Says, Bharat tells Lakshmana, I'm so sorry, because of me, Ram and Sita have to go to Vanvas, but even you have to leave your wife, Urmila, and you also have to go to Vanvas for no fault of yours. I'm really sorry. So Lakshmana tells Bharat, Tuvana kahu ke dukha sukha kar data, nijakrit karma bhoga sun bhrata. Suno bhrata, मेरे भाई सुनो, हम सब अपना अपना कर्म का भोगते हैं. निजकृत कर्म भोग. So they may be twins in this birth, but they have their individual karma extending over many, many lifetimes. Because of some karma, they are born as twins, but they have their own stockpile of karma to face. So one is healthy, one is diseased, or both of them may be healthy. There are studies, linear cohort studies like this of twins also, where the twins have the same diseases, they have similar health patterns. That is also seen. And this is also seen, where twins have completely different psychophysiology. Because they have individual karma. Each soul has individual karma over many, many lifetimes.
That's why Prabhu, I feel sometimes, so even though we take rebirth in a different body, how, that sometimes makes me think, why God created us, God has created this whole environment in such a way that if a person is doing some bad things in this life, why he's punishing that soul in future births when he does not remember his previous deeds. So God should be like uniform and that's when I get to know what I do. Next time, like in this case, the boy is born, he's very young. He does not remember, okay, he made some wrong thing, he did some wrong things in the previous life. How will he learn? He is suffering and suffering and suffering without knowing what wrong he did. That sometimes, that deviates me from God, it's all wrong, the way God has created this.
Hare Krishna. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Priti nayavat mai vasudeve na muchyate deha yoge na tavat. Priti means prem, love. Priti nayavat mai vasudeve. As yavat means as long as you don't have love for Vasudeva Krishna, na muchyate deha yoge na tavat. Till then you cannot get liberated from this world. आपको वैकुंठ प्राप्ति नहीं होगी जब तक भगवान से प्रेम नहीं होगा. Unless and until we develop love for Krishna, we cannot get Vaikuntha. Is this Siddhanta clear to you? Now, imagine a situation where Krishna does what you suggested. I make a mistake, I get slapped. Ooh, sorry, Krishna, I will not steal. I keep the rasgulla. I commit a sin, suddenly somebody punches me. Oh my God, oh sorry, I'm sorry, I will not do it. We do any mistake, immediately we get instant karma. Every time. Prabhu, this 20-acre land will not be enough. Whole Richmond will become devotee. Whole world will become devotee. Out of fear. Not out of love. Not out of priti. डर के मारे सब भक्ति करेंगे. Because hey, if I don't do bhakti, I will be punished. Krishna can do that. He can put a revolver on the head. चलो भक्ति करो. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody will chant Hare Krishna, but nobody will chant out of love. Therefore, Krishna gives full freedom. How karma works is clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam. Intelligent person will read and understand. Unintelligent person will not read and then will say, "Duniya banana." Intelligent person will read Bhagavatam and understand how the law of karma works. Bhagavad Gita, 5 topics, 1 topic is karma. So therefore we should read the Shastra and understand. Krishna can definitely do instant karma. आप जो बोल रहे हो instant karma की बात कर रहे हो, है ना? Instant karma से everybody will be afraid and they will be good people, but nobody will have love for Krishna. But by giving us free will, giving us independence, now we have to figure it out and voluntarily we have to choose to love Krishna. And that's what Krishna wants. That's what will take us to the spiritual world. ठीक है? Hare
Even I want to say, we'll expect quite a month there to the whole world, and then.
Hare Krishna.
So I have a follow-up question with that.
Yes.
Not everybody has a privilege or not knowledge to follow these sessions or they can't understand it. Like in the times when the children know. So how you make a person who's like small, but they're not adult, they don't have that to follow these, like to read these kind of things and get understand what is karma and the result of it. So how you can expect everyone to know about these things? Unless they are joining these kind of sessions, right?
Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Pita na satsya, Janani na satsya, Pati na satsya. You cannot become a father, you cannot become a mother, you cannot become a husband, you cannot become a king, you cannot become a guru. Guru na satsya, Swajana na satsya, Pita na satsya, Janani na satsya, Pati na satsya, Swajana Satya, what is that? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavan Rishabdev says that Guru na Satsya, Swajana na Satsya, Pita na Satsya, Janani na Satsya, Devai na Satsya, na Pati na Satsya, Namo Chayetyo Samupeta Murtim. Guru na satsya, swajana na satsya. You cannot become a family member. You cannot become a guru, spiritual master. Pita na satsya, janani na satsya. You cannot become a father. You cannot become a mother. Deva na satsya. Guru na satsya, swajana na satsya, pita na satsya, janani na satsya. Deva na satsya, na pati na satsya. You cannot become a husband. If Namo Chayetyo Samupeta Mrityu, If you cannot deliver your dependence from the repeated cycle of birth and death, you have no right to become a father, to become a mother, to become a guru, to become a husband, to become a family man. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Guru na satya, don't become a guru. Swajana na satya, don't become a family man. Pita na satya, don't become a father. Janani na satya, don't become a mother. Deva na satya, don't become a leader. Na pati na satya, don't become a husband. Na मोचयत यो समुपेत मृत्यु. अगर जन्म मृत्यु के चक्र से अपने डिपेंडेंट्स को बचा नहीं सकते तो मत बनो.
नहीं, but
So,
knowledge होना तो चाहिए.
हाँ नहीं, I'm sure. Right. So first thing is, one has no right to become any of these persons if we don't know how to deliver our children from the repeated cycle of birth and death. A person may get birth in a family where there is no Bhagavad Varta. There is no talk about Krishna consciousness because of their karma. Why somebody is getting birth in a devotee family? Why somebody is getting birth in an atheistic family? It is not random. It is because of avashyameva bhuktavya kritam karma shubhashubham. That jiva has those samskars from before. That's why has gotten a birth in an unfortunate family. And someone has got good sukrati. That's why they are taking birth in devotee families. This is the law of nature. But that is not the answer to your question. The answer to your question is, yes, there are many unfortunate people who don't know about law. That is the heart of Vaishnava. That is the heart of preaching. That is why we preach. To make the unfortunate fortunate. To make the hippies into happy. The heart of preaching is not to collect followers. The heart of preaching is to make the unfortunate fortunate. Let their good fortune arise. Can I tell you one statement from Srimad Bhagavatam? This Maharaj Muchukunda tells Krishna. Please listen to this. Maharaj Muchukunda says that in this world, the jiva is doing Brahman, is going from one species to another, one body to another, every soul, since time immemorial, for many, many lifetimes. Maharaj Muchukunda says, in this world, when the time comes for a soul to get liberation, that soul meets a sadhu. जब एक जीव का इस भाव सागर से मुक्त होने का समय आता है, तब वो एक साधु के समक्ष आता है, तब उसे साधु संग प्राप्त होता है. That's why Mahaprabhu says, साधु संग सर्व शास्त्र कहे, लवमात्र साधु संग सर्व सिद्धि. That's why our mission is to connect people to the sadhu, Srila Prabhupada, and his true followers, so that we can make their good fortune arise. A Vaishnava is par dukha dukhi. Somebody doesn't know about law of karma. Ekadashi के दिन they are eating meat. पता ही नहीं उनको कि एकादशी क्या है. पता ही नहीं जन्माष्टमी क्या है. The heart of a Vaishnava breaks par dukha dukhi. He gives a book, invites today's Janmashtami. Please come in the evening. Take darshan. Participate in kirtan. And what will happen if they come in kirtan? Repeat. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashinam pranamo dukkha shamanas tam namami hariparam. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashinam. उनका सब पाप नष्ट हो जाएगा. If they just come here and 5 minutes sit and do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So that's why we invite, that's why we preach. ताकि लोगों को पता चले कि law of karma क्या है. That's why we give them Bhagavad Gita. They will read and understand. This is the heart of preaching. ठीक है? Is it satisfying?
Yes.
So now let's do Nam Sankirtan. Request my better half. I was telling her to sit here, but she was not ready. Srila Prabhupada ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Itai Gaur Hari Bol.
Good night. Now is the grand finale. And whatever Prabhu's soul, the day is basically done. So, you know, because, if please stay for this is after that, we should make sweet and special ceremony. So we request everybody to please stay for that and then.